Hello, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're well, and this is the second video I've done today. So I just really wanted to touch on something that kind of occurred to me this morning, and it was just a little pang of a feeling that the older you get, the more often you get this little feeling. It's called regret, and it's a horrible feeling because it kind of dredges up so many memories, and they often sort of intrude on anything positive you're trying to do. And I think, we draw up associations with regret and a multitude of things. And sometimes I think, it really kind of stops you from doing stuff. And it was like this morning, I was, just going about my business, going to work and listening to a bit of music, and all of a sudden I got like the pangs of regret. And if there's a lot of stuff, look, we make a lot of mistakes in life, and the older you get, the more mistakes you're going to make. Some of those mistakes are going to be through choice. So we have options. We choose this option or we choose that option, and it's kind of like, I mean, you can use informed decisions to make your choices in life. You can be as informed as you can. It could turn out to be a disastrous decision. I've made quite a few like really bad choices in life, generally from when to leave a job, when to start a job, when to, I don't know, when even things like, to drive down that road and not drive down that road, and you end up having a crash. And then there's things that have more ramifications for the future, and we kind of regret all these things, but ultimately I think it's a real sort of I think it's a flaw in human nature to regret stuff. Are we meant to regret stuff in order to not repeat the same mistakes? I often wonder. That would make some sense, that we have to retain some kind of responsibility and accountability for stuff that we've done in the past, and in order to move on. So we have to sort of register, I guess, the mistakes that we make. I'm not sure regret has a place in that comprehension of your history, because ultimately I think regret is just it always feels like a stick to beat yourself with. And when you make a mistake, you have a choice to either rectify a mistake or to never make the same mistake again. That's not always possible either, because in life we make a series of the same mistakes. We can make the same mistakes for years, and I think it's a lot of waffle when people say, if you do the same thing 100 times and have the same result, then you should try and do something different. I mean, that's based on logic, but it kind of removes all the emotion, environmental factors that drive you to make the same mistake over and over. Eventually you will learn from that mistake that you shouldn't probably make it again. And the more you are able to consciously comprehend that the mistakes you've made, I think it's the more you look at how to change a pattern of programming that stops you from making the same mistakes again. So I mean, I would be here till the weekend listing all the mistakes that I've made in my life, and for sure some of them I've made multiple times over and over again. Like the gambling and stuff, that's a mistake I've made regularly over the last 10 10, 15 years maybe. And always there's a hook with some mistakes that kind of makes you think that the next time you do the same behavior, you won't make the same mistake. So yeah, so I kind of reached a point now where firstly I'm trying to do stuff differently, but also I'm trying to cut out that feeling of regret, because it's not going to progress me forward, and I just kind of feel that it's not positive, it's not progressive, it's not going to help me move on in life. And I think like you know, a penalty, a suspension that you might get in sports, so that you can't perform again. I think that at some point the penalty has to be lifted, and you have to kind of carry on, so that the slate is wiped clean. It's not to say you shouldn't forget what you did in the first place. I think the knowledge of mistakes are important, but the emotion that you carry with you about mistakes you've made can be a real burden. So, you know, if any of you have kind of made mistakes out there and you've made decisions that you regret, try and put the regret to one side. You know, maybe change tiny bits of your behavior. And I think I said before, you know, if you have, if you're consumed by anything like the you know, you have the devil inside you, then you know, introduce, you know, the light inside you as well, and try and balance things out. So if you've kind of been, you know, doing a certain behavior for a certain number of years and things aren't working out, then introduce a small behavior, and that small behavior will slightly interfere with the negative behavior, and then introduce more and more of the small behavior, and eventually the negative behavior will become secondary, and the positive behavior will take over, and you'll strengthen those associations in your mind, those neural pathways, and it's all about changing lane. If you can, you know, if you're on the wrong rail track, but somebody flicks that switch and switches you over to another track, then it, you know, takes you off that negative journey that you've been on, which is basically what I'm doing. This might sound like psychobabble, but ultimately, to summarize, it's about facing up to your mistakes, but putting regret in a box and you know, shelving it because it won't take you forward. So that was a quick video. I've had a good day today, actually. I have a really good day. It's just after Easter, and I've been talking to a lot of people I work with about what they've been doing, and you know, how their Easter has been. Generally, people are very they're polite, and they sort of tell you, you know, if they've done stuff, if they haven't done stuff. And I think we're all kind of guided by weather, and the weather normally means that generally people might do similar stuff. So gardening one day, maybe watching movies the next day. Easter's a good time to chill out, especially in my line of work, and yeah, it just means you can sort of recharge your batteries. It's a lot better than Christmas, actually, because I find Christmas I'm more knackered after Christmas, and it's dark, and it's January, and nobody's got any money, everyone's miserable. But Easter kind of feels like people feel alive, and that little break is enough to kind of give you a springboard into summer. So yeah, Easter's a good time to take off. I didn't really do very much. I did a little bit of gardening. I watched a few movies. I've done a bit of YouTube, and that's good enough to kind of keep me going. I think momentum's really important, and something else I'll probably, if I can carry this on, I will feel maybe qualified to, you know, talk about momentum. in a future video. Obviously, in my other video I did today, I mentioned my weight, and shockingly, after Easter, I've weighed myself, which is probably not the best idea. But again, I'm positive. I've got no regrets. I'm going to move on, be really positive, change my behaviour a bit more, do a bit more walking, a bit more exercise in general, and hopefully, you know, with you know, looking after my diet, I'll be able to lose a bit of weight as well. I'm quite big at the moment, which is why I'm quite close up to the camera, because my belly's kind of like hanging out. So I hope maybe somebody will get to watch this video. And but yeah, till next time. For my one subscriber, take care of yourself. And anyone else who's watching this video, you can subscribe. I might be waffling a bit, but hopefully there'll be some direction in these videos at some point. And I'm going to keep a daily vlog on how I'm feeling about the other thing. So yeah, see you all soon. Bye.